The very first research project funded by Catalyst, a product of Molecule, has just finalized today. They were able to raise 76.5 Ethereum for this project that has to do with Alzheimer's and protein folding. If you're unfamiliar with what Catalyst is, it is essentially the pump.fun for decentralized science. However, instead of just funneling your money into the wallets of a random person on the internet who's going to rug pull you, you can funnel some of your money into contributions towards research projects intended on finding medically relevant solutions for chronic disease or really anything that you feel like you might want to put funding towards. The first one ever has just finalized, and Paul here wrote a very brief post about it. For the first time, on-chain biotech research was funded democratically on Base using a bonding curve on Molecule DAO. 74 Ethereum raised from dozens of funders. Multiple DeSci DAOs are stewards in the project, including Vita DAO, Cerebrum DAO, and Beaker DAO. Researchers at a Switzerland university in Zurich, and then tagged them, found two novel molecules that can help aging brain cells produce proteins correctly and avoid the toxic clumps that may stop Alzheimer's before symptoms really start. If you're not familiar, Alzheimer's is essentially the misfolding of proteins in your brain, and so if you can create a drug therapy that stops the ribosomes from printing these misfolded proteins, you could potentially prevent or maybe reverse Alzheimer's altogether. Now, in this video, I'm going to touch on what this study actually is doing and kind of go through the entire process of how they were able to raise so much funds and look at some of the on-chain data for this. I'm not, however, going to go over everything that has to do with what Catalyst is and how that functions, or what IP NFTs are and how that functions. If you're interested in that, I will put the resources, or just let me know in the comments if you think that I should create a follow-up video with an intro to what IP NFTs are. I've done them in the past, but does not hurt to revisit that subject. So this research study is transfidelity for protein stability. An elevator pitch: neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's disease are devastating conditions that impact millions globally. These diseases are driven by the misfolding and aggregation of proteins, which lead to brain cell death and cognitive decline. Project Transfidelity aims to solve this by improving the accuracy of protein printing, preventing toxic aggregates from forming. Led by Dr. Dimitri and Dr. Rashid, with over 50 years of combined experience in the lab, they have identified two molecules that may improve the efficiency of protein production, potentially preventing protein aggregates hypothesized to cause dementia. Very exciting. This is very exciting. So the problem, if you don't know, Alzheimer's begins decades before the first symptoms appear. While we carry out our daily lives, faulty proteins start to clump, aggregate, and gather in the brain, gradually building over time. At a certain point, they hit a point of no return, and you develop neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's or dementia. The solution, this is where it gets kind of exciting, and this kind of outlines the entire ethos as to what biotech DAOs are trying to do. Right? The entire suite of BioDAOs that Molecule and BioProtocol have launched, the entire goal is to create therapies that could be monetized and fit into that virtuous loop we talk about in almost every single video. Project Transfidelity aims to take a new approach to treating neurodegenerative diseases by developing novel compounds that improve the accuracy of protein translation. Translation is just the reproduction of these proteins, basically. In simple terms, we're going to upgrade the factory's quality control system. Prior to seeking funding from the DeSci community, we screened 2,400 unique molecules in two different systems, the cell-free and the cell-based, so in and out of the body. Our cell-based system allowed us to assess whether the molecules improved translational fidelity in cells. Our cell-free system allowed us to assess whether the molecules directly interacted with proteins involved in translation. Translational machinery. After performing these two experiments, we found 5 compounds that improved translational fidelity. Of those 5, 2 improved translational fidelity without slowing down the speed of translation, which is critical in maintaining cell health. To our surprise, neither of the 2 compounds acted directly on translational machinery, indicating that these 2 compounds may target another biological pathway that enables them to improve translational fidelity. Here's how we intend to move forward. We will verify our hit's ability to reduce protein aggregation. We will also perform experiments that allow us to understand which pathway these compounded compounds target. So in short, these two potential molecules, these two molecules they found that they're calling hits, have the potential to become drug therapies. They have the potential to be like a pill or a supplement that you could take in order to prevent the onset of neurological deficiencies and degradation. So the commercialized potential, it is possible that they could target a market that has $1.3 trillion in total addressable market, 55 million people worldwide. The final product of this research will be a small molecule to treat age-related disorders that would benefit from enhanced translational fidelity. And what's lit is that it's not got anything to do with cancer, which means they could actually go to market. That's amazing. They're doing something that's not going to be stunted, right? The project plans to file patents for the novel compounds. Well, why don't we just go through the use of the funding? Because they were able to raise $250,000, which is amazing. That's a lot of money that actually enables now this scientist and this team of scientists to go ahead and conduct their research and continue on their journey. It's a wonderful thing to see the entire thing in motion, and I think it puts a lot of the hate around DeSci to bed. Like, no, they're doing stuff, and here's proof of it. So milestone 1, the description, the two compounds will be tested in disease-relevant human cells, and their impact on protein aggregation will be measured. It's going to take 5 months and about 20 grand. Milestone 2, to determine the mechanism of action of the compounds, various proteomics, and why are they just making up words? Proteomics and transcriptomics assays. Might cut that, probably won't though. These assays give information on which systems the compounds interact with, which is critical in understanding how to develop the therapeutic. It's going to take 8 months and $30,000. And then we got a 3-month, $20,000 segment, milestone 3. We will consult a medical chemist to assist us in creating a target product profile, as well as provide recommendations for therapeutic developments. This will check any red flags in the current hits and check for the patient landscape. And then they're going to do salaries and university overhead, the liquidity pool, and the total. So in total, 5, we got about 14 months, so just over a year until we see some results from this funding, which I understand people, especially in crypto, want quick hits. They don't want to have to wait a full year or even more than a year in order to get the results from something like this. But too bad, just don't partake then. There were 41 people or 41 wallets that partook in this in order to get to this goal. Now, this might look pretty similar if you've ever used pump.fun, and that's because it's the creation of the bonding curve. It's the creation of the token, basically the IPT, the IP NFT, which can get created into a token, which can be traded. And so every time contributions go into this, they're increasing the price, but also taking the money that was contributed and giving to the researchers. So it's kind of cool here. You can see all 41 different transactions. And it's interesting to me because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 transactions that were 1 Ethereum or more. The rest of the 32 transactions were basically microtransactions, people putting in very small amounts. This is weird. I don't know why someone would contribute 26 cents. Cool part about crypto is you can't hide anything. So a bunch of 26-cent transactions came 9 days ago from, oh, is this all the same wallet? Maybe I misspoke. That's all the same wallet. That's stupid then, whatever. That's just a little bit of a what's going on there. And you can see that people withdrew the funds and funded. So this is literally a tradable token. This is exactly what you see on pump.fun, where people put money in at a certain price. You could literally get in at 0. The first transaction that went through was already up a 2 to 3x by the time the donations were completed, by the time the funding was completed. So you could get in and get out and trade this kind of a thing if you wanted to. And it seems like a cool potential. I didn't partake in this one because I wanted to sit on the sidelines and watch what happened and see how the entire process went. I'm excited to see how the next 4 are going to go and see how long they can continue to receive funding. This is a cool aggregate for a lot of the DAOs to participate in. If you look at the first and the 19 ETH transaction, you can actually see that this probably came from Cerebrum DAO, given how much of the tokens in the wallet are Cerebrum DAO tokens. So I think that's a really cool and novel thing to see. You can validate that Cerebrum DAO was actually partaking in the funding of this, which makes sense since they're focused on neurology. The last thing I was going to talk about, you can come look at the proposal in more detail if you want to have an idea of it. However, it is too late to begin funding of it. They already closed. You'd have to wait until, I believe, like a couple months later to be able to purchase any of the IP tokens if you were interested in it. The project lifecycle, there we go. So yeah, we got the project creation. The project launched the fundraising, so they're going to begin the fundraising, and then they have to do negotiations. After the negotiations are completed, they will tokenize the actual token, and I imagine make the LP, the liquidity pool, so you can trade back and forth and gain access to it. But this is probably going to take a little bit of time before you see any of the tokenization aspect from this specific study. Your time is your most valuable asset. Again, let me know if you want to see a very in-depth video breaking down what IPTs and IPNFTs are. If not, and I hope you enjoyed it. What was the saying? Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. It's my own saying and I forgot it.